Hello again, and welcome to Glen session number 16. I'm Ronnie Gibson, a scholar performer of Scots fiddle music based in Aberdeen, Scotland. Today we're workshopping two sets, the 124th and 127th pairs of tunes. Yes, we're getting fairly high in these numbers. And they come from Glen's second book, which was published 125 years ago. You can download the sheet music you need to take part at Glen Collection 125.wordpress.com. There's already a bit of chatter in the chat bar. It's great to have everyone taking part. Hello to Jane, back after a wee break. Great to have you, Jane. Francoise, hello. Donald, Leslie, great. Good to have you. Everyone else must be out enjoying the easing of the lockdown restrictions. Anyway, G minor is our tune tonight, so we're in for a particular treat. Let's take a look at set 124 with two tunes, a jig for a change and a reel. The jig is Mrs. A. MacGlashan and the reel is Miss Johnson of Pitworth. Let's start with the jig, Mrs. A. MacGlashan. Let's just give the first couple of lines a read and then see where we come. There are a couple of bits of ornaments. It's up to you whether you want to play them just now or not. Nice and steady. 1, 2, 1 and 2. There we go. Gosh, it's a refreshing change. Although interestingly, Strathspeys were described by one English observer in the 18th century as peculiarly accented jigs. So we're maybe not too far, not too far away from our beloved Strathspeys. Let's just try it again. Francois, you're asking if it's a bit fast. Let's take it back just a little bit since we're reading. Again, from the top, Mrs. A. MacGlashan, set 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 1, and 2. And again. Now, fiddles, try and get to the heel of the bow for this jig. A lot of jigs you'll want to play in the upper half, but I think this one benefits from the nice weight you can draw into the string. So let's just try it. Same sort of speed. Get your elbow up, get to the lower half. Here we go. Once more. 1 and 2. And again. There we go. The benefit of playing it in the lower half is that you get this sort of off the string upbeat. So when you have the rhythm as in bar 3, crotchet, quaver, crotchet, quaver. T, ta, 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 ta. You're able to give that some nice shape that you just can't at the... It doesn't work, but you see you're coming off the string for those quavers in bar 3. And really, even when you've got a bar of 6 quavers, as in bar 2, it's still that sort of shape where the third quaver of each 3 is slightly off the string. Or certainly the last one in the bar, maybe not so much the last of each 3. But you want that lift, because fundamentally it's dance music. Anyone that's played any sonatas by Corelli will know exactly how to play these jigs. They're cut from the same cloth. Right, here we go with nice flicky off the string upbeats. 1, 2, 1 and 2. There we go. The ornament in line 1, bar 4 can be a little tricky to place. Try and get it on the beat. Let's just try that bar. Line 1, bar 4. 1 and 2. And again. Once more and. That's the idea. And we have another ornament in line 2, bar 3. It's just a third finger flick on the fiddle. But let's look at it. Ready? From line 2, bar 3, 1 and 2. So in general, it's quite a detached style of bowing, except when you have these slurred quavers, which come in bar 1, bar 4, and then it's similarly in line 2, bar 1 and bar 4, where you're able to play into the string a bit more. Okay, once more from the top. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Now, you've got to be careful of drawing any conclusions about the dedicatee of a tune from the tune itself. William Marshall famously advised his editor, if she doesn't like this tune, see if she wants that one. And as a result, many of his compositions have two different titles when they change dedicatee. But I don't know about this one. The Mrs. A. MacGlashan in question is probably the wife of the famous 18th century dance band leader, Alexander King MacGlashan. And he was a legendary figure in the dance world of 18th century Edinburgh. He was the sort of premier leader. And this tune was probably composed by his brother, and as such, it's to the brother's sister-in-law. I'd be quite offended if somebody wrote a jig in G minor dedicated to me. Anyway, right, let's take a wee look from line 3. And I'm going to try and hold it back. I find it difficult with these jigs, but I can do it. I will do it. Just a quick hello to Maura and Iona. It's great to have you. So, line 3. 1 and 2. It's delectable. We've got this rhythm at the start of bar line 3. Yada-dum-dum-dum. The 2 semis at the start of the bar. And it comes again in line 3, bar 3, and then throughout the rest of the measure. And you want that to be one gesture rather than 3 notes. Yada-dum, yada-dum-bum-bum. Diddly-dee-dum. So let's just try same sort of tempo, but with a more gestural little figure at the start. Let me demonstrate. 1 and 2. Okay, 1, 2, 1 and 2. You do tend to travel up the bow maybe a little bit more, but still try and sort of, if your center of gravity should be in the lower half. Now, when we get to the last line of the jig, which is line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the rhythm changes. You lose this ya-da-dum. We just ya-da-da-dee-dee-da-da-da-dee-da-da. And you just want a slight bit of lilt. You don't want those to be too equal. Let's just try that. So the last line of the jig, it's not ta 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 ta. A bit of it, that's all it needs. 1, 2, 1 and 2. If you just emphasize the first of each 3, you'll get a nice shape, which is just the beat. Again, last line 1 and 2. There we go. You might have heard it said that Scottish jigs, in contrast to Irish jigs, are always dotted, regardless of how they're notated. That is misleading, to say the least. You can dot these if you want, but I think it's perfectly fine the way it's been notated by its composer. Right, back to line 3, please. 1, 2, a bit quicker. 1 and 2. Anyone who's taken a look at the Giga from Bach's D minor partita will know the drive and stamina that you need to connect these phrases. And it's exactly the same here. Particularly if you look at the upbeat to line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yada da dee da dee da da dee la da da. It's all about the cadence and the phrase. Let's just go once more from line 3. We won't take it any quicker. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Fine. That's probably all there is to say. One thing that might be useful in line 3, bar 2, we've got these traveling notes where you're going up over the strings. Try and get to the middle of the bow. So it becomes sort of gestural. We're getting this strong down on the yadadum, yadalum, bum. So lots of bow, and then sort of just a little bit of bow otherwise, but in the middle of the bow. Right, once more, just to think about the bow use this time. Just above the string fiddles, ti-dalam, 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 ti-dalam. That's what we're after. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Anyone who's been encouraged to breathe as they play in a musical sense rather than a sustenance of life sense, it's like an exhalation. So if you breathe with the tune, that's the sort of effect. It will inform your interpretation. It will enhance it. It's up to you. Right. That's probably all we need to say about Mrs. A. MacGlashan. The real, at the bottom of the page, is Miss Johnson of Pitworth. And it's a delightful little tune. And you're in for a surprise, but not until the second measure. Right, let's just give it a read from the top. Miss Johnson of Pitworth. Just see Morris in G minor, such a lovely key. Yes. You'd be fine if someone wrote a jig in G minor for you. I've met you, Mora. Yeah, that might be fitting. It's good. It's definitely a strong character. Right. Oh, well, the other thing, of course, at the start of the jig, if you like, you can ring the strings back to the beginning. We've got that third finger on the D, and if you play the open G below, it can add, especially on the repeat, if you like ringing the strings. Anyway, where were we? Miss Johnson of Pitworth. 1, 2, 3, and 4. one of these tunes that starts in the major and ends in the minor. So you see the first chord of Miss Johnson is B flat. That's B flat major. The last chord of the line is G minor. It still counts as a G minor tune. Now, the ornament is just a third finger flip. Let's just try that. The ornament with the upbeat from the top. 2, 3, and 4. And again, once more. And it comes at the start of part 2 as well. Now, this is a sinewy little piece, the connections between the notes. Dum dee 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 dum dee 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 ba dee dum ba dee dum ba dee. All these connections. The downbeat is like a gesture in itself. I'm not explaining it well. Let's give it another try, and then I'll try to elaborate. Miss Johnson, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, I'll take a wee breath between each phrase. Da-da-rum, dee-dee-da-dum, da-da-rum, dee-dee-da-da-dum, dee-dum, da-da-da-dee-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Sinewy in little bits. Right, once more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again. There we go, something like that. Don't get too distracted by it. But it's a finely wrought tune. I wouldn't object to it being dedicated to me if I was 300 years older. Right, line 2. Let's just give it a read. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's jump straight in at line 3. If you were taking part in the Strathspey and real virtual rehearsals before the summer, you were maybe expecting this. So, Miss Johnson, line 3, very slowly. Ya da, ji da. 1, and 4, and. Let's fiddles do 2 bows per note. Ready? And non-fiddles, just play, if you can play 2 notes for every 1 note, that's fine, but otherwise just as we were. 3 and 4. just do that again. 2 bows for every note. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Don't lift a finger unless you have to. Right. A bit quicker. 2, 3, and 4. And last time. I've been playing this tune for a while now, and it's only just sunk into the fingers when that bit's coming up. So don't despair if it's proving a bit tricky just now. You'll get there. Just practice it slowly and build up. Right, back to line 2. Let's just give it another read. And if you want to add in these ornaments, feel free. We won't look at them in any detail. Line 2 of Miss Johnson, 2, 3, and 4. Returning to line 3, try and play them off the string, it might help. So the up tends to be a bit of a flick, and the down is nice and firm, and then you get the. The other thing to say is at the end of line 2, we have 2 notes that are slurred, 2 quavers, a G and a D. These are the final 2 notes of line 2. So the G is the end of the phrase. The D is the upbeat to the next line. So although they're slurred, you don't want to connect them. There's a hair's breadth between the 2 notes. Let's just try line 2, bar 4, going on to the next line. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's subtle, so we won't lose too much sleep over it. Anyway, that's probably all there is to say about the reel. Let's give the set a run at a steady tempo. This is set 1, 2, 4. The jig is Mrs. A. MacGlashan, and the reel is Miss Johnson of Pitworth. 1, 2, 1, and 2. There you go. Very good. I forgot to say, when we're transitioning from the jig to the reel, the upbeat to the reel is in jig time. Ya da 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 And then on the downbeat of the reel, we're into the real time. Okay, a bit quicker then. Quite a bit quicker. One, two, 1 and 2. Well done if you managed to keep up. Don't worry if you didn't. It's tricky. It's good though. Just works just as well slowly as it does quick. Morrison, what a great set. Yes, it's a grand one. Don't thank me, thank John Glen. Good. Yeah. G minor, you really can't beat it. Right. Do remember any thoughts or ideas, fire them into the chat bar. In the meantime, we'll move on to set 1, 2, 7. These are a Strathspey and reel combo by Daniel McLaren from Taymouth. And he printed also in music. The Strathspey is Mr. Macdonald of Staffa's Strathspey, and the reel, Mr. Macdonald of Staffa's reel. The Strathspey is better known as the tune Neil Gow's Wife, but McLaren claims the original. We're still in G minor. Right. Now, the original is up online at the National Library Digital Archive, and the rhythm is entirely erratic. You kind of proofread it. There are sort of notes that have a dot and a dash and a stem, and then notes that have none, and it's gobbledygook. But Glen has made sense of it for us. So let's start nice and steady. I didn't include too much ornamentation. The notes are enough to keep us busy, but equal quavers. Ready, 2, 3, and 4. And again. Very good. Another lovely tune. I see Leslie's nominating 1, 2, 4 as her new favourite, and Mora. Oh. This late in the stage, it's a photo finish. We'll have to have a poll to see which everyone's favourite is. Right. Once more with equal quavers. We're going to set 1, 2, 7. Looking at the Strathspey, Mr. Macdonald of Staffa. 3 and 4. Right. Let's try it once with the rhythm, and then there's quite a lot to say about this actually. So we'll move quickly on. Ya dum dum ba dee dee dum. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, by modern standards, you'd probably play it something like with a little ornament between these two G's in the first bar, notes 2 and 3. And that's fine. You can play it that way if you want. But I don't think we need to play it that way. And if we don't, we can do something quite interesting with the bow fiddles. So, on note 2 of bar 1, you're coming off the string, and then you're landing again for note 3. Let's just try it. I'll play it once more, then we'll try it together. That's all we want. Ready, 2, 3, and 4. And again. Once more. If you're not careful, you might knock your glasses off, and then that would be the confirmation that you were putting enough gusto into it. Once more. 3 and 4. That's the idea. And it comes in bars 1, 2, and 3. It's exactly the same. So just off the string after the second note in bars 1, 2, and 3. Let's try it nice and steady, but with that off the bow gesture. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's lovely. I mean, it's so organic. It just flows beautifully. And if you get that off the string, you don't need to do any left hand. The interesting thing about the history of Scottish fiddle music, that it wasn't immune to wider developments in musical performance. This instrument, you know, is a bastion of classical music as well. And the change in technique that you see at the start of the 19th century, coming from the newly established conservatoire in Paris, it had a great impact on classical music, but also had a great impact on what we'd now call traditional music. That's a modern idea that we're imposing on an historical repertoire. Anyway, the result was that the performance became more violinistic, and it's a apotheosis of that being the Strathspey King James Scott Skinner at the end of the 19th century. But you don't need to play it in an overly violinistic way. You can play it just, you know, nuts and bolts. It makes the music more accessible. Once more. Set 1, 2, 7. Mr. Macdonald of Staffa. Ya dum dum ba dee dee dum. Now the rhythm is finely wrought. The semiquavers, unless they're the first of a pair, are always connected to the next dotted quaver. Ya dum dum da dum da dum. Ya dum dum da dee da dum da dum dum da dee dee dum. Ya dum dee da dum dum dum, and a group of equal quavers at the end there. Right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. One other thing just to highlight is the last note of bar 2 going into the first note of bar 3. Sustain, connect the two notes. Don't have any break. So just as an arrow pointing from bar 2 into bar 3, just to remind you to play through. Right. Good. Okay. Line 2. Let's go back to equal quavers. There's a little bit of ornamentation, not enough to distract us though. Equal quavers from line 2. Yum da dee da dum da 3 and 4. And the F sharp there at the end is deliberate. Now, let's just quickly go over the ornaments. In the last bar there, line 3, bar 4, the ornament is just to make that into a group of semiquavers. Let's just try that. The last bar of the Strathspey, 3 and 4. And again. One more. That's it. At the end of line 2, we also have an ornament. It's just filling in the notes between the G and the B flat. Let's just try that. Line 2, bar 4, 3 and 4. In terms of the notes, just watch out. Start of line 3, bar 1, note 5. It's a semiquaver E flat. So fiddles, you need the cranny, the fourth finger there. From the start of line 3, 3 and 4. And again. Once more. Last time, and. There we go. Right, once more through the second measure in equal quavers. So from line 2, 3 and 4. We're bowing out those burls, but you'll know from past experience they need to be a bit more textural. Let's add the rhythm, but keep it steady. And when we get to the burls in line 3, bar 3, try and make them a bit gruffer. Trum, 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 like a Harley Davidson revving up, ready to take to the road. Yadn dun dee ram ba dee. 1, 2, 3 and 4. that bar of burls is a pest. Sometimes I can manage it, and other times it's a bit of a hit or miss. Now, we had this off the string note in the first measure. It comes back for a short while. No, it doesn't come there. It comes at the start of bar 3, and it's the same sort of rhythm. So you're off on the second note of line 3, bar 1. We're in line 3, bar 1. The second note, you want to come off the string, and then also the 6th note. So it's like that. Let's just try that, coming off the string. Start of line 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. Last time, and. Anyone knock the glasses off their nose? Maybe you need to come off the string just a bit more. Right. Also, just a little peculiarity in line 2, bar 1, 2, 3. The second pair of notes are equal quavers. Yada dee da 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 da, and they need to be very broad, bullish almost. Make something of them and put a circle around them with your pencil. Right. Once more from line 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. That's Mr. Macdonald of Staffa's Strathspey. Splendid. Otherwise known as Neil Gow's wife. Leslie's saying she loves the burls. Yes, they're good, aren't they? It's just that middle burl where you're starting on the up bow. I like to start my burls on the down, but there's no way around it in that context. Nice and textural. That's the key. Good. Okay. Mr. Macdonald of Staffa's reel then. Let's just give it a little read. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in the first bar, we've got that barred third finger between notes 2 and 3. We've got a D3 followed by an A3. So just watch out for that. At the start of bar 2, we've got an octave leap. So you want to make the first note very short to give you that time just to pivot across onto the top string. If you make it short and light, you'll get over onto the up. And the other thing to point out at the end of line 1 is the ornament. Don't be tempted to put a fourth finger on it. Open string. Ya ya da 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 dum. Ya da da da. And it's just like a snap, really. That's the idea. Okay. Then, when we get to line 2, bar 3, pair these quavers. The quavers in line 2, bar 3. Let's just try that firstly, and then we'll go back to the beginning. Line 2, bar 3, paired quavers. Not so much in bar 4. Da ba dum ba dum ba dum dee 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 dee. the cadence has to be fairly conventional. Right, line 2, bar 3, 3 and 4. So in bar 3, we've got that strong first note and then recessive second note. Same thing, line 2, bar 3, 3 and 4. Last time and 4. There we go. Okay. Right, from the start of the reel. Nice and steady. We're in set 127. We're workshopping Mr. Macdonald of Staffa's reel. We're going to go from the top, nice and steady. 3 and 4. Short. Okay, one last time. Don't forget that short F at the start of bar 2 in each line. Ready, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and the theme for tonight is second measures of reels with special treats, because this one is wild. Let's play it firstly, slowly, and without the ornaments. So from line 3, Mr. Macdonald of Staffa's reel, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These octave Gs. So the upbeat at the start of line 3 is a high G. The downbeat is a low G. The next note is another high G. And it's the same at the end of the line. So you're jumping over. I find that you can do a sort of sweep when you're going from low to high, but when you're going from high to low, you need to do a bit of a hop. So I'm going off the string, and then just sweeping across and being careful not to sound the A. You can sort of use the third finger to dampen it a little. So off the string for the high G, and then sweep. Low to high. Let's just try that at the start of line 3. Dee dam tam, 3 and 4. And again. Last time. Okay, good. Now we've got the little ornament. It comes 3 times. It comes in line 3, bar 1, then bar 3, and then in the first bar of line 4. Let's just put that together. Ready? From the start of line 3. 2, 3, and 4. James, I'm hopping quite a bit, changing. Oh, hopping quite a bit, changing strings. Yeah, absolutely. A hop, a skip, and a dash. 2, 3, and 4. And again. 3 and 4. It's fiddly. That's the original ornamentation. So we must give it some time and get to know it. Right. Okay, once more. We'll play from line 3, playing on this time, a bit slower, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, it would be nice to spend a bit more time on this, but it's come the time to give the set a play. It'll be grand. So we're 127. Mr. Macdonald of Staffa, Strathspey and Real by Daniel MacLaren. Steady tempo 3 and 4. It's a workout. Right. Let's try it a bit quicker. This is one of these driving minor Strathspeys. You need to have had about 6 or 7 drams to get the true effect. I haven't had any, so that's my excuse. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes. Good. That's about it for this video. Thank you for taking part. I need to lie down now. We meet next on Thursday when we'll continue our exploration of the Glen Collection. In the meantime, take care and keep playing.